views and opinions expressed in the following program are those of the hosts and guests, and not necessarily those of the staff and management of WWDB-TV.
Whether she's walking the red carpet or doing interviews, you'll find her with celebrities and all the latest news. She's here, she's there, she's everywhere, she's always on the go. So sit back, relax, and get ready, 'cause it's the Corey Taylor Talks Show.
Hello everybody, and welcome to Corey Taylor Talks. I'm really excited about my show today because it's a very important topic that I think we really need to talk about more, and I am so excited to have this amazing woman by me. She runs this incredible program, and I'm just really excited and honored to have you on my show. So I have Miss Jeanette Morgan.
Thank you.
And so why don't you tell people about yourself and your incredible program that is really helping so many women?
Okay, well, I started in the shooting industry for about 10 years. I'm a single parent of 3 kids. I've always liked guns. I just never could really get one because I had 3 kids. As soon as I got a little bit older and they kind of understood the importance of safety, and then that's when I actually had a firearm in the house. Taught my kids how to shoot. I kind of started by myself, and then I actually got an instructor to do it. So about 3 years ago, I was approached with this program. This program actually originated in Arizona.
Oh, okay.
At the Ben Avery shooting complex over there. And the president of the Nevada Firearms Coalition, who is the sponsor of the program, approached me and said, hey, he wants to bring this program here in Southern Nevada. And this is actually the only all-women's free shooting program in the whole state. So we started it over here, and we're at 3,000 women have come through our program.
Wow.
And we haven't hit our 3-year mark yet. It will be 3 years in April. So the reason why I took on this was when I went to first buy my firearm, I knew nothing about it. So I went to a gun show, shelled out $700 of my hard-earned money on a gun I knew nothing about.
Right.
And I just kind of used the computer to learn how to shoot, and I knew I needed a little bit more instruction. So when I was approached, I didn't want any other woman to go through this. It is hard to find guidance when you're a woman to shoot. I've learned going to different gun ranges that the men will do everything for you, but not really show you how to do it.
Right.
So that's how my instruction started. So I was like, this thing will be a little bit more in depth. So we'll get more women's hands on. They'll start from start to finish. Safety, obviously, the biggest factor.
Absolutely.
And then just show them how easily it is to manipulate a firearm if you know how to do it. And there's techniques out there. And if they can do it, they can protect themselves. And that's the only reason we want women to come out there and shoot.
Yeah. No, I think it's so important, and I just got my CCW paperwork in. I still haven't gotten it done yet, but it was a big, long process, and, unfortunately, I still don't feel completely comfortable with a gun, and that's why I think your program and other programs are very important, and especially, like you said, for women, it's pretty intimidating, and I've been to a couple of gun stores and stuff, and I've had some amazing experiences. Unfortunately, I've had some not so great experiences, and they seem to kind of judge, and at the same time, I do understand, 'cause I really don't know much about it as I should, so I think that's why, like I said, your program is just so important, and I think it helps so many women feel more comfortable with it.
And our program is not about how fast you can shoot.
Right.
It is how well you can shoot.
Right.
There is a lot of misinformation about I just get my CCW, they'll teach me how to do it there, they teach me the laws, and then I'm ready to go.
Right.
What they don't understand is they don't teach you how to shoot. They want to see how well you shoot. Everything before that, you should be getting in there before you take the CCW course. And CCW courses really, they kind of center around the Nevada gun laws itself, and not so much on shooting. So where our program fits in is we get you there first so you're able to take your courses or take different programs, self-defense courses, basic pistol courses, but at least you have that knowledge already in place. So when you take those programs, you're not kind of caught unaware and like deer in the headlights look. They kind of know what they're kind of talking about. There's a lot of vernacular that's in the gun industry, and for people it's just very, overwhelming. And media, movies, there's a lot of wrong vernacular that they use. And as a gun person, it can get kind of annoying because you know that's not the right word. But we try to teach people that's not it. That's movie talk. And in the real world, we use this word. And then that way everyone knows what you're talking about. So, but that's where our program wants to get women started. So I'm happy to say, like I said, 3,000 women, and still go. I have women there who's been going there since the very beginning. So they're there
That's
2.5 years, and still looking, still not confident enough to go into a program yet, but they're getting there, and that's all I like to see. And the program moves at your pace. So it's like I said, it's a free program, so you're welcome to come. And we're not trying to get you and push you out. We want you there to make sure that you know what your skills are, and that way you're very prepared to go on to a next level.
Absolutely. And so, what does the typical day? It's every Tuesday, correct? So, what does a class usually typically entail?
So on the first day of attendance, you take a safety and instruction portion from around 6:30. It starts at 6:30 until you're out till 7:45.
Okay.
And it covers obviously gun safety, so trigger discipline, finger off the trigger, know your target and know what's beyond it, finger off the trigger until you're ready to shoot. And then it goes into your basic fundamentals of shooting. So you have your sight alignment, sight picture, your grip, your stance, your trigger press. We also go into parts of the gun. So we kind of break it down into a little bit more smaller parts, so just so everyone is knowing what they are touching and feeling and holding and how to manipulate it. So that's an hour and 45 minutes of that. Safety is one of our biggest priorities, so we very stress highly on safety. So, and obviously, I mean, that's the biggest thing.
Of course. Right.
So if you can demonstrate that, then you get on the range. So after that, you're out on the range for about an hour. We supply guns and ammo. So these women, the new shooters, come out. They're at a bench rest position, which means they are in a sitting position and they have their forearms resting on a bench. And they learn their sight alignment. They learn how to use their sights, rear sights, front sights, how to look through their sight alignment, and how to use the trigger press. And that's seems like it's a long time from 6 to 9, but it goes pretty fast.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure.
Everyone hears safety orientation, and then they're just like, oh, it's going to be long. And no, we're very right to the point, and this is how it is. And we try to do it in layman's terms because we understand first-time shooters, again, they don't know what the vocabulary is. So we try to break it down, put it more in layman's terms, and that way, and kind of put the whole picture together for them.
Yeah. No, I think that's so cool. And like I said, I'm sure it helps so many people. You said 3,000 already.
3,000.
That's amazing. In less than 3 years. That's really incredible.
Yep. On our first visit, on our first day of opening, we had over 300 women come through on that first day.
Wow, that's amazing. And I think that just kind of shows how much it really is needed. And you know, I think it's kind of great that we're having this whole women empowerment thing going on, because women do need to know how to protect themselves, and it's a scary world out there, unfortunately, and guys and everything. But I think especially women aren't really as comfortable with guns a lot of times, or maybe feel it's not feminine or whatever. But I think it's amazing that your program is empowering them and making them able to believe in themselves and be safe, which is, like you said, of course, the most important thing. So I think it's really amazing what you're doing.
Yeah, and unfortunately, you know, there's a lot of single moms out there.
Oh, yeah?
It's, you know, either their husbands are deployed, or they're just single parents, and they finally understood that, you know, unfortunately, it takes an incident to happen on their block to realize it's very close to home.
Right.
So it's unfortunate, but I like the realization that, yeah, it can happen, and it's very close.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
and I'm glad that a lot of women are taking the initiative to say, yeah, guess what? I finally have to do it.
That's right.
So it's
And
a good thing.
do you suggest every woman to take this course, or only certain types, or if only people are really comfortable? Like, what do you suggest for people?
I suggest everyone take
Everyone.
it. I've had some women who were terrified. I had an October 1 woman who survived that come out there, and she said she needed to get over that. It was a traumatic experience, but she understands it can save her life one day.
Absolutely.
So she went out there. She did great. I've had one woman who came out there. She was terrified. All she did was pick up and put down the pistol for 45 minutes. And that was great too.
Yeah.
I've had one woman who came in totally terrified, and after she shot, she's ecstatic. She was like crying because she thought she was going to be terrified, and she feels good. She feels very confident. So I think everyone, regardless of where they're at in their shooting capabilities, I think everyone should just try it.
Yeah.
Just reiterate, safety is a big thing. You get it a lot from the movies. They like to wave those things around, and it just doesn't work that way
Right.
in the real world. But whatever capability you have in your shooting, I think a refresher course would be good.
Yes.
And everyone needs a refresher course.
Of course.
Bad habits get developed. Bad habits get taught. So just to kind of get you back onto your fundamentals and get back in there. I have a lot of women who said, I've picked up a gun 20 years ago, and I think I need to pick one up again. So there you go. It's like riding a bike, but we'll get you back on your fundamentals.
That's right. And it's such an important thing, and you never know what situation you'll be in, and you can't really ever predict what's going to happen next. And like I said, I think it's just so important that you have the ability to do that and feel comfortable at least. And I really know about safety with it. And like you said, that's amazing that you guys are so adamant about the safety part as well.
Right. No one ever wants to use it.
Right.
I have had one instance where I was happy. I was so happy I had it actually on me. God knows what would happen if I didn't. But I think about that every single time I go out in this real world. And, you never know when it's going to happen, whenever you're going to need it. But it's good to have it.
That's right.
So.
And in fact, speaking of one instance there, it was, thank God someone did have a CCW. In Texas, the shooting that was just stopped, and the man was carrying, thank God, and it was an active shooter, came in. He still in 6 seconds killed 2 people, but because of this amazing person that had their weapon with them, was able to kill him instantly. And saved God only knows how many lives.
Right. Unfortunately, he had to lose 2.
Right.
But he stopped a threat in a matter of seconds, and that was a good thing. That was the main thing that happened.
And I think, unfortunately, the media is really not highlighting as many of those stories, but there are a lot of them out there, and it really has saved so many lives. And like you said, hopefully you never have to use it, and you never want to use it, but thank God you have it if you do.
Oh, I agree. There's a lot of self-defense shoots that are out there throughout this whole country that never get even reported, and it's a shame. But it just goes to show that if you have one and you know how to use it, it can save you, it can save somebody else.
Oh, yeah.
And that's a very good thing.
Yeah, no, it's really, thank goodness there's people like you out there who are teaching people and really making the world's such a safer place, and making people more comfortable. And like you said, especially single moms, not only are you worried about yourself, you're worried about your kids, and now at least they can have some sort of protection. So.
And we invite kids too. I have an
Okay.
8-year-old who is out there working on her rifle skills.
Wow.
So it's not just women and little women, and little kids, but we encourage it. We want kids to come out there. We want them to show, hey, this is not like the movies. We're not waving it around. It's very loud. It's it's so. I encourage, if you have a daughter, niece, bring them along.
Yeah. No, I think that's very important too, especially with kids. They need to know it's not a joke and it's a serious thing, and that's great if they do have the skills themselves. You never know what situation someone could be in. That it's great that they would have that too.
Yeah.
And do you talk about like what type of guns there are and stuff, and what might be best for some people?
Well, if you talk about what kind of guns are out there, there is a lot of manufacturers
Yeah.
out there. There is no one size fits all gun.
Right.
So what may fit in your hand may not feel good when you shoot it.
Right.
When you shoot it, it may feel good, but it just does not feel good in your hand. So I always suggest, if you are planning to purchase a firearm, go and try many different firearms at many ranges here in the valley. They can give you from full-size handguns to subcompacts to mini compacts. So try them, and try a lot.
Yeah.
It's well worth the investment of doing that than putting down $700 of your well-earned money on a pistol that you are not going to like. I tell people, if you don't like it, you're never going to practice.
Right.
And if you never practice, and if God forbid you need to use it, you won't know how to use it because you've never picked it up. So if you like it, you'll always train with it. And that's a big thing. Training is a big key. And training courses, self-defense courses are good, but just going to the range twice a month, hone in on skills, that can help too.
Oh yeah. And you said you guys also supply the guns and ammo for people to use, correct?
Correct. So our starting pistols that we have are Ruger Mark IVs, and they are the 22 LR caliber. So it is the smallest caliber, very light gun, very little recoil. If you're new to the range and new to shooting, being on a range can be very overwhelming to your senses. So we chose the 22 LR because it's very low recoil. So it gives your body to acclimate what a range and what sound, what it smells, all of that can impact your body. So you're already nervous when you go. We just don't need to put a caliber in your hand that's going to make you a little bit overwhelmed. So we put the smallest caliber.
That's great, and I was going to say that's really good to know, too, because it can be very intimidating, so that's great that you guys think of all of that. So.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of information to kind of retain in an hour and 45 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
Using a 22 LR, which is the smallest caliber, you're able to kind of first forget about recoil because there's hardly any, but then you get to kind of concentrate on your sight alignment and your trigger and your breath control. So it kind of takes off one part of that little anxious level because of the recoil. A lot of people have this thing about recoil.
Yeah.
If you shoot for a long time and you shoot different calibers, you're able to manage recoil. A lot of people feel like if you get recoil, it's going to come flying out of your hands. It's all manageable with practice. So in order to kind of curb all that anxious level, we just kind of give it to the small caliber.
Yeah. And it's every Tuesday.
Every
correct?
Tuesday.
And do people come every single Tuesday, or do some people just come once a month, or?
I have women who've been with me since the very beginning, so the 2.5 years.
Wow.
And they've come pretty much every Tuesday.
That's awesome. That's really cool.
So we call them regulars.
That's I guess.
Yep. And then they come in, and then at first, obviously, they would use ours, and then they got pretty confident enough to buy their own. So now they're actually practicing on their own. So a lot of them are CCW holders, so they're there honing in on their skills as well. So
Which is very important. No.
So.
I think what you're doing is really incredible.
Thank you.
And it, like I said, it's so needed, and I'm sure helping so many people, and possibly saving many lives. So thank you so much for doing this. And I know so many people that have taken the course and everything and just raved about it. And like you said, people keep coming, so
Right.
you must be doing something right.
It's not all just me though. I have a great bunch of volunteers
Right.
that come out there with me every week, rain or shine. And these women, they like what they do. They love instructing, and they just like to be out there on the range. and they like seeing a lot of women come out.
Yeah.
So thanks to them, I'm very grateful.
Yeah.
I'm very grateful.
Oh, yeah. And where can people follow your page and find out more information about it?
So we also have a Facebook page. It's NVAC, Annie Oakley Shooting Program. We post things up there, any news, coach training, special courses that may be coming through the Annie Oakley program. We are planning to do a little bit more coming this year for 8 o'clock sessions, more of how to pick a firearm, how to clean a gun, how to pick holsters, all that good stuff, and or a little bit more of in-depth of Q&A of handguns. So we're planning those, and anything that's coming up in the Annie Oakley program, we post it up there on the Facebook page. And just follow us, and if you have any questions, you can always just PM me on there, and be more than happy to help.
Yeah. That's great, and I will definitely be out there soon, and I'm just so excited that this program's here, and 3 years, not even 3 years,
Not
and
even 3
already
years.
so successful. I mean, that's really amazing. So good for you guys, and once again, thank you so much for doing this.
Well, thank you for having me.
Yes.
Thank you. It's my pleasure doing this. I love it.
Yes, and everyone, please, if you're in Vegas, come out there and learn and really be able to protect yourselves and really learn. And like she said, no matter what skill level, comfort level, everyone should really go out there and do it and just become comfortable, because you never know what situation you'll be in. So thank you guys so much for watching, and remember, never give up, always believe, and you'll achieve. Thank you, and God bless.